The body, to be quite honest, is a moving target. It's always changing. The mind is always changing. What the body requires is always different. You don't always need an Ashtanga practice. Maybe sometimes you need a yin practice. You don't always need breakfast. Sometimes you need to fast. You don't always need to do like a really difficult workout. Sometimes you need to rest. And living in the Western world, there's this like tendency to create a system and then impose it on the body no matter what. Ever since I left the US, I feel like I have more quiet time and more quiet space to actually listen to what my body needs. Like living in the US, I felt like I was going and going and going and going like a turbo bunny, like a rat in a rat race on a treadmill. And so I could never really know what the body needed. Or the biggest way that my morning routine has changed since leaving the US is that I'm much more flexible and kind to myself. I'm much more flexible and kind to my mind and my body. I'm much more understanding that the body and the mind requires and has different needs depending on the day. When I first, hey friend, let's chit chat. So let's chit chat about morning routines. So I remember when I was living in the US, I found out about self-care and self-love and like really became obsessed with this world. One of the aspects I became obsessed with was having a morning routine. I came from being that person who would jump out of the bed, check my phone in the shower, out of the door, skip breakfast, eat breakfast sometimes. And then I started learning from social media about a morning routine. So I went from doing absolutely nothing to doing the absolute most. Here's the part. I was also obsessed with like posting my morning routine on social media. Like, hey, I just finished my morning routine. So it was pretty much like a facade. I'm like, airing my business out right now, but it's the truth. And I was not even consistent with it. There were mornings where I would fall back to the extreme of doing absolutely nothing. That's what happens when you force change on yourself, and it's unsustainable if it's drastic. So yeah, there's something about like actually analyzing your own body that allows you to begin committing to yourself. Not that it's hard to be consistent and disciplined. We just struggle with being present enough. We take information from other people and try to impose it on ourselves rather than like, body, what do you need today? Mind, what do you need today? Heart, what do you need today? Every single morning that you wake up, your body is not the same. Your body does not have the same needs. Maybe on one morning, your body needs a stretch. And another morning, it needs a HIIT training. Another morning, it doesn't need to work out at all. Maybe it needs deep breathing. One morning, you maybe need 6 minutes of brushing your teeth, and another minute, it may just be 3 minutes. Just like the courage and the wisdom and the mindfulness to be present enough with our bodies to actually check in to see what it needs. Like a lot of times we're hurting ourselves, really, and then we make ourselves think that we're inconsistent and not disciplined, when the fact of the matter is we're not present to the needs of the body. And whenever you try to force feed the body, force rest the body, force wake the body, force work out the body, force yoga the body, or whatever routines that we see online, we force it onto ourselves. But what if the body needs something different? What if the body needs you to be more gentle with it? What if the body needs more rest? This idea of consistency and discipline, I believe, works hand in hand with being mindful and being present. If we can be mindful and we can be present, then the body is going to tell us like exactly what is needed and wanted. And if we can listen to that, like for example, I know that a lot of us, like, we struggle with healthy eating habits, waking up in the morning and having like bagel and bread and things that you shouldn't be having. And I believe that if we were present enough, we would hear the whispers of the body. That the body would say, no, actually, I don't want to eat carbs right now. Actually, today I just need some leafy greens. The body whispers, the body speaks, the body tells us what it needs, but a lot of times, like the mind, the mind is bent on doing whatever the hell it wants to do. Every morning it isn't the same. Some morning I do a yin yoga practice, some mornings I do Pilates, some morning I eat breakfast, some mornings I do not. And I believe that there is a time and a place for systems. Systems are important. Systems do work. Malleable. You need to be malleable with the systems that you put in place, especially with the body, as it's always changing every single second, every single minute. Think about, for example, my fro and my natural hair. The same products don't always work. The same wash technique doesn't always work. The twist out doesn't always come out the same. And if I decide that this is what I'm going to give you, you will eat this today because this is the schedule that I've already set, then I believe that's like really a path to a very diseased life. If you are struggling with eating healthy, for example, and you plan out your meals every single day for 7 days and then you fall off, I don't believe that the reason you fell off was because you were not disciplined or consistent. I believe it's because we are not present to the present moment. We're not listening to our bodies. If we are attentive enough and present enough, you will hear when your body says, I'm full right now. You don't need to eat more. If we're present enough, we can catch the anxiety before it comes. If we're present enough, we can catch the discipline and the depression and like kick it in the butt before it comes. Like, I really think it's like a game of like how present can you be and how much can you listen to your body before it goes out of balance.